Yo, show us the tank video. So this is him talking about your brother.
Wait, is that Tank over there?
Yeah, that's Tank
Oh
Abbott.
my god, what's my glasses at? I gotta see this old
Tank
guy.
was on last week.
Oh, I haven't seen
He's
him
talking
forever.
about Ken.
Did you drop him?
Run the volume too.
Yeah, they're right there. They're right there.
No drop?
Yeah, run the
He looks,
volume.
he
so
looks
you can
different,
hear.
huh?
Whoa.
Run it.
Dang.
What he's done, and I'm thinking the guy's gonna go, whoa, you know. I don't think I was that big at the time. I was about 250. And hoisting a lot of weight around. Barbell weight. Not funny fake weights like people like to call on the internet bullshit. Oh, he's bouncing 600 pounds off his chest. Oh, come the hell.
Still didn't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm a fighter and I need to accelerate and have fast, quick twitch muscle power.
You gotta be strong, even bouncing the weight. You still gotta be strong. So that's stupid when you say shit like that.
Well, you know, who else I heard on your show say he benched the 600 pounds. That's why I wanted to get it on tape. And
Here it comes.
They put it on the UFC, whatever. I was commentating. Ken Shamrock.
Oh,
The only time Ken Shamrock has been under 600 pounds, you have to be at a plus size whorehouse.
bro, he floored me with that
Okay,
one,
that's
bro.
good. That's good. I like that.
Tank Abbott does not play games.
Dude, I love Tank.
When it comes to Ken
He's
Shamrock.
so snappy.
Weight abilities.
Bro, he floored me with that one.
Oh my god, that is fantastic.
But you're saying your brother was strong though.
yeah, he was legit crazy strong.
So is
yeah.
Tank in the right for that one, or what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I never saw him pump 600 pounds, but I mean, you know, I can say Ken and Dan Henderson are the strongest people I've ever tied up with.
Oh wow,
Dan Henderson's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a unique list coming from you. I mean, you've
Yeah.
seen everybody there's to see.
Yeah. Henderson's like
incredible.
a tree. Oh, and it didn't move. I go, oh no, nothing moved. I go, oh, that's not a good sign.
You didn't think Tito was strong when you fought him?
He wasn't strong. I mean, he was strong. He had natural strength, but he didn't have the functional leverage strength like Ken and Dan. Like I tried him with Dan. Dan like flicked his shoulder and shucked me off. Like, what happened? Like, he didn't even do anything. He's, and I fell off the guy. Yeah. And I was holding on with all my might. Like, he was just so strong and functional in that position. Yeah. And Tito didn't feel that way. He felt, strong and big, but not, like, it didn't feel directed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tito's a pretty big dude, and it seems like
he's massive.
Seems like every podcast, a lot of people are saying he's not as strong as he thought he was.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I was never strong, ever.
You look strong. You look strong.
I look strong because I do bodybuilding and I shape everything, fill it in, make it look amazing. But like compared to Ken, I mean, he was 10 times stronger than me. I just never had that like natural strength. My muscles are all squishy. They go right to the bone. They're like all puffed up and awesome looking. But you touch Ken's arm, it's hard as a rock. And it's just a different density of muscle and strength. And I never got that. Mine was all technical and movement and mechanics and the speed that I could do those things.
Hey, who was that fighter that you picked up and slammed and knocked him out?
Igor Zinoviev.
That was it. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't really remember his name.
Yeah, he got destroyed. I felt bad. That's the legit one where I was like, oh man, I killed this guy. And then I was a spokesman for the sport. So I'm like, oh, I killed the sport too. I was like, oh, darn it.
I think that was perfect execution.
Perfect. Yeah, I dreamt that. Just like I dreamt the Kevin Jackson armbar. All that stuff, the Tito fight, that stuff all happened in my dreams because I do deep meditation. I do heavy visualization right before I go to sleep. So I'm living in this ether world, and then my consciousness slips into it. And back when I was training, I just started training again because what else are you doing? So I would be sitting like this, but also training in the ring, and I would be able to converse and watch and look as a third person and go, there's something there. And then I would wake up and go, I know what that something is. And I would write it down and I'd go back to sleep.
Wow. I believe in that. I believe in that.
Then I'd go in the gym in the morning, coach. And then he'd go, okay. And he'd pat me on the head like I was some idiot. And he'd be like, okay, just keep, stay focused. But I would write these theories out and then I would prove them. And that's how I got all that stuff done. Because I was thinking differently than everybody else. You know, I was thinking about completing the circles, making the whole thing a system, you know, doing like Bruce Lee, you know, the most amount of damage with the least amount of edge. Like all this stuff was in every technique I did. There was never like, I'm just going to do this because it, you know, somebody taught it to me and it, you know, looks cool. Everything was like, you know, this is the most amount of power. This is where I'm strong. This is my structural base. This is like everything was as finite as could get because that's what I relied on, the science. Because then I knew, I was like, okay, well, Tito's massive. Everyone thinks he's going to beat me, but the science says I'm going to kick his ass.
Wow.
And if you watch the fight, I thought I had him in the first 30 seconds because I watched all of his fights and I knew if I turned my back to him, he would grab me wrestling style and lift me up. And I knew he would expend a ton of energy and then drop me. So when he lifts me, I hook his legs. So he's stuck in an impasse. And then he throws me down. And I had planned to spin around an armbar him at that time. And I get all the way around and just miss his head by a couple of inches. But in my,
How you missed that big ass head?
that's what I said. Well, he was honestly, he was longer than I thought. And so when I spun around for the arm, I wasn't hip up because he was just, you know, in that way, Ken was right. He was a big man. And I didn't know I would need a little more space. And so, yeah, I snapped it on and I go, moop, and I'd pop right and go to the next move. And the next plan was I was going to ride him like a horse because I knew he didn't have the vascular training to keep up with the speed I was going.